Alright? First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash. Second, I want to give double honors to the apostles of GMS that ruleth well, that we 100% agree with, our elders, our teachers, the men that we learn from. And a peace, blessing, salutations to the hopeful elect out there. And those will you be edified. Now, as you can see, Elder Tahar was going into, I think, Hassad and Hassan. I guess that's their names. These guys are sowing discord, causing confusion, and just really picking on Jake's simplicity. We understand we live in a feminized, matriarchal, soft, non-understanding. Majority of the so-called black men and people here in America, this term "little girls" or anything about a girl or misuse or abuse of a woman, these people go fucking crazy. I actually was watching this guy, Thinking Man's Templar, and he made a good point on one thing that, and our elders been saying it, but how Esau uses that witchcraft on the news, because every day Esau just shows a one-sided story. They'll just show a woman getting murdered or getting killed, and then they don't tell you the whole reason, or they don't show you the whole reason of why, or the build-up. But ultimately, majority of things that's going on in America has to do with oppression and bad behavior, and no structure and no order, and no knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which is the stability, of what we see of our times. We've been molded to think money and a bunch of other bullshit is very important, or being a rock star, or just living in pleasure or happiness at all times is the way to go. But nonetheless, these guys, which is try to recruit, they're trying to get their names bigger. The guy with the hat, that smirk, that grin. This guy, he ran pretty much, broke away from Sakari, and now he's trying to build his own platform. And what more? What more do you do than but to go for the men that's been laboring and have much content and much, it's fervent. And what's the word? Basically what I'm saying is bringing out much material. It's constantly, on the lookout and on alert and on guard, and they do their videos. So, why not poke, the men that are, out there, really signing and crying and prophesying. And that's what this man is doing. But I'm pretty sure if you ever get around this guy, if you decide to leave GMS or whomever you leave, what really pretty much what you're doing is getting a bunch of outcasts and a bunch of degenerates. And the scripture talks about, you're supposed to agree, you're all supposed to agree, but here it is, you bringing in men which all has a bunch of feelings and emotions, and feel every which way about, certain things. And you're gonna allow these guys to come in your joint, your camp, whatever, your little Genesis, and then bring forth madness. And it's not gonna come to fulfillment, because ultimately it wasn't of Yahushua, it was of your own vain will. And we understand this guy loves money. So, this guy's sowing discord. So, hold on, bear with me one moment. Got a couple of scriptures, so bear with me. gonna start off with Mark 4. Matter of fact, let me get the GMP. So Mark 4 and 13, then Yahushua asked them, don't you understand this parable? How then will you ever understand any parable? The sower sows Yahweh's message. Some people are like the seeds that fall along the path. As soon as they hear the message, Satan comes and takes it away. So he's one of those guys. He heard it. He came across it, but Satan has misled this guy to, he's a vessel that Satan's using. Because this nigga's not of Yahushua. He's of his own belly. You can look at, no telling what has happened, him growing up, but you can clearly see this man, it's all about his ego at this point. You're not, even with your own brother, what was his name? The top, Alazar, whatever. He basically made a video about you, and you're not right. You left him. He took you in. You're all about debates. You're all about money, and it just you're all for the wrong cause. You're not about prophecy. You're not about forewarning the men about what's really going on. And you keep talking about GMS and these little girls. How about Diddy and his handlers and these top bankers and these governors that's constantly taking true underage girls? None of us in GMS like little girls, man. And like Elder Charles was going into about the probable age of a woman, and and men that have little girls. Now, one thing I've noticed growing up is a lot of men that had daughters, when they was overly protective about their young daughters, it kind of messed them up. And not understanding that at a very young age, roughly 12, your daughters are really seeking and yearning and figuring about their private part. So you need to let them know what's really going on, and have a man set up for them to become married. But that's another lesson. But it says so as soon as they hear the message, Satan comes and takes it away. Other people are like the seeds that fall on rocky ground. As soon as they hear the message, they receive it gladly, but it does not sink deep into them, and they don't last long. So when trouble or persecution comes because of the message, they give up at once. Other people are like the seed sown among the thorn bushes. These are the ones who hear the message, but the word is about this life, the love for riches, and that's him. And all other kinds of desires crowd in and choke the message. And they don't bear fruit. And this is why he's coming in on, that swift, a strategic plan or a tactic, trying to stir up this discord and strife amongst GMS and other guys, so he can bring men in. But again, it's not brotherly, and it's not, it's not spiritual. It's really for his own ego. Off that, Philippians 2:1. If there be therefore any consolation in Yahushua, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels and mercies, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. And that's not so amongst these guys Genesis, man. Let nothing be done through strife, and that's what he's doing, causing strife and sowing discord. or vainglory, but in loneliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. And ultimately, the one he should be esteeming is Yahweh Shah and the men that he's learned under. You know, he's like a blood, or he's like a crip that switched sides. You know, you the vice lord or the gangster's disciples, and then all of a sudden, you know, you with the Latinos or Latin kings or whatever. You get what I'm saying? You know, and that alone is very shady. You know, you've been running with a guy for years, and all of a sudden, you're like that Richard Pryor joke. You know, whichever gang he was winning, that's what side he chose. You know. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Let this mind be in you, which also was also in Hamashiach Yahushua. Because, you know, there's like for instance, Judas betrayed Yahushua. Now, and Yahushua knew this. Yahushua could have been sending hitmen or got rid of the problem, but Yahushua understood the bigger picture, and so he went on with the plan of Yahweh's will. Now this guy, you know, instead of letting things be done spiritually and happen naturally and in order, you know, this nigga wants to cause up strife and stir up discord, and that's all things that, you know, of the flesh. Who being in the form of Yahweh thought it not robbery to be equal with Yahweh, but made himself of no reputation, and this is what I think Deacon Hassad is doing. You know, he broke off from Sakari, and now he's trying to make of, you know, this thing Genesis of a reputation. So now he's getting that, you know, he reminds me of the guy. What's that movie? Ip Man. Yeah. Reminds me of the guy. I believe it was Ip Man 4, Ip Man 3. I think it was 4. No. I think it was 3. Whichever one that I believe Mike Tyson was in. And you had the guy that pretty much started challenging the top heads, and he beat some of them, but he couldn't beat the top guy, which was Ip Man. And this is what this guy's doing. You know, he's challenging. You know, he's showing discord and talking shit. And it says, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. So at the end of the day, you're not thinking about your brothers. You're not thinking about, you know, the sisters out here, you know, that's really are in need. Because, you know, our people are people that need to be given edification. Because we understand we've been diluted with so much filth and bullshit. And being found and fashioned as a man, he humbled himself as became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Wherefore Yahweh also has highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name. So there we go. We're supposed to be honoring Yahweh Shah. And, you know, in due time, Lord's will, that's when we're going to have our egos fulfilled, you know, and we get our glory. When Yahweh Shah gets our glory. But right now, we're scumbags. You know, we're a bunch of fucking nobodies. I mean, we're not sitting here and say, you know, belittling our people, but, you know, we are great, but you get what I'm saying. It's a balance. It's a balance that you have to have. At the name of Yahweh Shah, every knee shall bow of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth. Let me see. Yeah, John 5:30, I can of my own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father which has sent me, you know? So it's all about Yahweh Shah and about Yahweh's will. You know, you can't kick against the pricks. You can't try to do your own thing, because it's not going to work. It says, 1 John 3:17, but whoso have his world's good, and see if his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in him? And you can tell, these guys is all about money. So what these guys are doing, they're really, instead of edifying you and letting things happen, organically, and of course, if we all understand how Jake is, we are a people that we take care of each other. So if it's like you take care, you get what I'm saying, man. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. We take care of each other, in this thing. So, if men and women see that, the Lord is really dealing with you in sincerity, you wouldn't have to worry about putting a cash out, where's that bread? Or do a little antics or gimmicks and schemes to try to get money. It's not done organically, And instead of you edifying and warning our people, all you're doing is really robbing, stealing from them. Because, Jake, we don't have much. We don't have much. First Corinthians 13:4 through 6. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doeth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easy to provoke, thinketh no evil, rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. And this guy, again, he's stirring up discord, sowing up discord. He's not of the truth, man. There's nothing, no charity amongst this nigga. Let me look up the word charity in the blue letter. First Corinthians. Slide to bear with me. So it says affection or benevolence. Affection, goodwill, love, benevolence, brotherly love, And you can tell this guy he doesn't have it. He doesn't care about you. He cares about gimmicks, his own ego, and causing discord and not edifying or prophesying and letting our people know what's really going on. So James 4:1, from whence come wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence, even of your lusts that war in your members? Ye lust and have not, ye kill and desire to have and cannot obtain, ye fight in war, yet ye have not, because ye ask not. So basically, you can tell, it's when you look at this guy and the smirks, the gimmicks, this nigga had a little rap song he did, GMS hating on him, because he's riding in a fucking Benz. And you could just tell the nigga not right. A bunch of, that flesh is really, he's warring with it, because Satan is dwelling amongst them. Galatians 5:26, let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. And the nigga's hating. He's jealous because, our elders are those guys. And the Lord is dealing with them. What he said, 25%? Well, hey, I'm going to say it like this. Hey, Shaquaque GMS Virginia, hey, I'm with my elders. The elders of GMS. And, let us not be desirous of vainglory. And I'm pretty sure the brothers that's underneath me and other brothers in the Virginia camp, hey, they're how you say it? They're fully, I don't want to mix up my words, they're fully down and 100% agreeable with the apostles of GMS as well. So let us not be desirous of vainglory. Yeah, we're not thinking about ourselves. It's bigger than us, way bigger. Provoking one another, and that's what you're doing. This picking, you're nitpicking. You're like a little tattle-telling kid, envying one another. Yeah, 2 Timothy 2:4. I'm going to wrap it up. No man that will entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier, and that's Yahweh Shah. Hey, civilians don't care about bullshit and the things of this life. James 3:16, for where envy and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. First Timothy 6:17, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who giveth us richly in all things to enjoy. So, hey, you need to focus on Yahweh Shah, that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate. You're a nigga that just got his hand out, but when it comes time to really dishing back out, nigga, you're not there, you'll leave, you'll run. Laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come. And all you're doing now is sowing discord and talking shit. So when all hell breaks loose, nobody's really gonna fuck with you. That they may lay hold on eternal life. Just like, for instance, those scumbags, which was deceiving men and brothers to send them money. Now look at them. Where you at now? Where you at now? You know? But all in all, those where he was edified. With that, shalom.